Thank you very much. So we're going to be going right into the School Bond Authority. Which should be brief. When you all tell me you're ready. Good to go? All right. Thank you very much. Welcome to the Tennessee State School Bond Authority meeting for June 27th, 2023. I will call the meeting to order and note that we have, I believe, two persons participating virtually today. So all business will be done by roll call. And so for the record, I will ask Sandy Thompson if you'll please call the roll for attendance today so we can have that on record. So please take the roll.
Secretary Hargett. Treasurer Lillard.
Here.
Power.
Here.
Commissioner Bryson.
Here.
Mr. Miller.
Here.
Ms. Fox.
Here.
Thank you very much. I will note that David Miller is representing President Randy Boyd virtually, and Alicia Fox is representing Chancellor Tidings virtually. First item on the agenda today is consideration and approval of minutes from the May 31st, 2023 meeting. Members, I hope you took time to review those in your packet before the meeting. And unless there's any questions or discussions, I'll entertain a motion and second to approve the minutes.
So moved. Second.
Have a motion properly seconded. Any questions or discussion? Seeing none, Sandy, I'll ask you to call the roll.
Secretary Hargett. Treasurer Lillard.
Aye.
Comptroller Mumpower.
Aye.
Commissioner Bryson.
Aye.
Mr. Miller.
Aye.
Ms. Fox.
Aye.
Very good. Thank you very much. Members, next on the agenda today, just as there was with the funding board for any of you tuning in there, in order to be compliant with both the spirit and the letter of a law just passed by the General Assembly this past session, Comptroller's Office has worked diligently with the Attorney General's Office and others to craft some guidelines in regard to public comments at meetings that will be required after July 1st. This board will have to promulgate rules in the near future in regard to this, but again, to be in compliance in both the spirit and letter of the law, we have some guidelines. To summarize those right now, the guidelines for public comment at the School Bond Authority meeting moving forward would be to require written notification to speak to be received by the Comptroller's Office of State Government Finance 2 days in advance of the meeting. That notice should provide the speaker's name, the agenda item on which they want to speak, and whether the comments will be in favor or opposition to the items. The public comment period will be held at the beginning of the meeting once a quorum has been established. Speakers will be limited to 2 minutes per person per agenda item. The maximum of 2 speakers in favor and 2 speakers opposed. Speakers must identify themselves and stay on topic. They should conduct themselves in a respectful manner and will be asked to remove themselves if they engage in threatening or disruptive speech. The board, in its discretion, may ask relevant questions of the speakers without affecting their allotted time, and the chairman may extend the allotted time frame or the number of speakers for a particular item if the chairman determines circumstances reasonably require it. Again, members, these are guidelines to be adopted today so that we can be in compliance. We will adopt rules in the future. I'll move the item. Do we have a second? Have the item moved, properly seconded. Are there questions or discussion? Thank you. If there were, I imagine they would be similar to the ones for the State Funding Board, and we'll remember those as we move forward. Seeing no questions or discussion, Sandy, I'll ask you to call the roll on the item.
Secretary Hargett. Treasurer Lillard.
Aye.
Comptroller Mumpower.
Aye.
Commissioner Bryson. Mr. Miller.
Aye.
Ms. Fox.
Aye.
Thank you very much. The item is approved. Next item on the agenda today is the annual review of the Tennessee State School Bond Authority Debt Management Policy. Sandy Thompson, I'll recognize you to present.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Our office, our staff conducted a review of the debt management policy for the Tennessee State School Bond Authority, which is required by the policy. We are to conduct an annual review at least annually. In doing so, we just found some minor revisions that needed to be made. For example, we needed to revise the acronym of CAFR, C-A-F-R, to ACFR, A-C-F-R. And maybe a couple of other little grammatical items, but that was all. It was immaterial. So we are asking that the board acknowledge our annual review, please.
Thank you very much for that presentation. Members, there's not a vote required here. Just an acknowledgement. Do any of you have any questions or comments? Seeing none, we'll consider the item acknowledged. Thank you very much. Members, I will say that on previously distributed agendas, there were items 5 and 6 in regard to projects at Tennessee State University. The School Bond Authority staff meeting prior to this indicated that those items were not ready for discussion today, so those items have been deferred to the next meeting. Unless there's any other questions or comments, the only thing that remains is a motion to adjourn. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Second.
I have a motion to adjourn, properly seconded, non-debatable. Sandy, I'll ask you to call the roll in regard to the motion to adjourn.
Secretary Hargett,
Aye.
Treasurer Lillard,
Aye.
Comptroller Mumpower,
Aye.
Commissioner Bryson, Mr. Miller,
Aye.
Fox.
Aye.
Thank you all very much for being here in person and virtually. See you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.